I'm basically a doctor. I'm a neurologist and I work at Apollo Hospital in Jubilee Hills. I've been here for last 20 years. And before that, I was at CMC Vellore in Tamil Nadu. And before that, I'm a Bihari. So I did my schooling from Bihar. And then 15 years in Tamil Nadu and then 21 years in Hyderabad. So that is my professional life. And basically, I was not a runner at all. I was like, most of us, how we were earlier, the couch potato, sedentary, busy with the work, too much of work, 11, 12 hours of work, less sleep. So finally I reached about 100 kgs about 5 years back. In 2020 I was weighing about 100 kgs. I used to run only once a year and that in that time it was 8 Hyderabad marathon. So that was the only time I used to run. And somehow I will run slowly 1 hour 20 minutes, 1 hour 25 minutes, I'll finish. Run, walk. But no training, nothing. So when I reached century is good, but only in cricket, not winning. So and then I also looked at my parameters. So my ideal level had gone up to 140, triglycerides 300, HbA1c 6. So I was a doctor treating everybody but not taking care of myself. Then suddenly in 2020 this COVID lockdown happened and there was no work, like most of us, no patients also. Then I thought what to do, what else can I do? So a lot of time to think about myself. So then I should start doing something for myself and then running was easy because all roads were empty. There was no traffic that way. And that's when Raj Singh and a few others, they were regular runners. I used to see them running. So I thought let us start. We just need a pair of shoes, no other investment. So I started running. So it was November 2020. So when I ran just 400 meters, I was totally breathless. I couldn't go beyond that. But I didn't stop. On the day one, I just walked. Then somehow I finished 5 km on the day one itself, non-stop. And that was from that day I never took it. So 5 o'clock, I'll get up, 5:30 I will leave outside. So running makes you leave your home and come out. So once you come out, you have to do something. If you say I will buy a treadmill and run inside, it will become like place to hang your clothes. So inside your home, it is literally. And then your bed is nearby. So you also will let me lie down for some more time. And next you get up to 7:30. You have to get ready and go for office. So once you leave your home and you're outside, and then you will be surprised. Even at 5:30, 5 o'clock, you'll meet 10 people doing, old people, 70-year-old people that are running, walking very briskly. And then, other milkmen, they are doing their jobs. So much of the world is awake. Then you wonder what I was doing, sleeping till 7:30 and then the world starts at 5 o'clock. So it's a big motivation and the morning vibes are totally different. And I preferred morning. So then from this November, by December, we had that in TCS World 10K, it was virtual run that day, 2020. So I ran that and that was the first 10K I finished. Means other than this here till Hyderabad marathon. And then by Jan of 2021, Jan 26th, so within about say 2.5 months, I did my first half marathon. And 2021 I ran too much. I ran average of 15 kilometers daily. And I did 69 half marathons that year. And in that one of the times, September 30th to October 31st, every day I ran 21K or more, non-stop daily. In that one I 42, also I did a full marathon just to see what it feels. So for me what I realized that I enjoy very much up to 25 feet. From 25 to 32 or 33, you can still little bit enjoy. But after 33, 34, 35, it looks like pain, like punishment. So if you are doing full marathon, of course you have to train properly. I was running, but so that's why I usually stop at 21K. But all of you can decide what distance suits you. And running has a lot of benefits. If you are running, it's not wasting time. Somebody will say, those who don't run, why you waste 1 hour, 2 hours every day just aimlessly running? In that you can do something useful. But nothing is more useful than doing something for your own health. And that whether you are running, cycling, exercising, yoga, whatever you are doing, or even meditation, you are doing for yourself. And that is like, so no time is wasted. See, only what brings back money is not the useful thing. See, today's world is commercial. Every minute is like equal to how many rupees. So in running we are spending money. We are buying shoes and then nutrition and other things. But of course that will pay you more because whatever money you will spend up on your illness later on, most of it you can save. And then coming back to myself, so within say 1 year I was losing almost 1 kg per month and I dropped to 69 kg because that time I lost muscle also. I was not doing any strength training as I just also told. So then I started doing some strengthening, got back 4.5 kgs of muscle. So some muscle now you can see. Unless I was taking much.
Like committing recent from 100 kilometers, he came to 69, and 69 again he walked to 73, right?
So yeah, so I think the main thing is when you are running also, all of us, you know, when I started I was 49 years old. Now I'm 54. So many people say, you know, this age you can't do something, that weight you can't do something. So whatever your baseline age is, whatever your baseline body weight is, you can do. But it needs, you know, first you should know why you are doing something. So that aim should be clear, and all of us, the main aim should be to remain healthy. It is not to get first in the NMDC Hyderabad Marathon or to get 130 or 2 target. No, those are not the targets. Because if you miss that, you will go into big disappointment. But if you look at your own health and you know, and take each day as it comes. You know, if you just look back, all of you will look back your own journey. You will see from where you started and where you have come. That itself is a big motivation. Rather than looking at somebody else, you know, Biren does at 130, why can't I do it? It's not like that. Each person is different. Okay. And for Biren also, if you look at his story, how he started and where he has come, so each person has own success story. So that is the biggest motivation. So our main aim is to remain healthy. And then many people, those who run, they will scare you. That if you run every day, your knees will get damaged, you will get knee pain. But what is the evidence? Evidence says that runners have 3 times lower risk of knee damage and knee arthritis than non-runners. And then I verified it. I don't have any orthopedic surgeon here. But you know, if you meet any orthopedic surgeon, I ask them, like I met Dr. Gulwar Reddy in our hospital, Dr. Pingle and KJ Reddy. Sir, in your entire experience of 35-40 years, how many runners' knee have you replaced? They said 0. You may get injuries of tendons and ligaments, take rest, rehab, you'll recover. But osteoarthritis of knees will not happen unless you are in the Olympic stage where you are running, say, 200 kilometers every week.
One small thing I just want to tell. He told now this knee wearing out. So I have a very interesting thing which I keep telling everybody. So I asked them, how many times do you eat? How many times do you eat? Average?
4.
3 times?
3, 4.
3. Minimum 3?
3.
In between biscuit like this and
Then it will be 6 around. 6 sometimes.
Did you ever think your teeth will wear out, jaws will wear out? And did you ever think jaws will wear out? No, I will eat less. My jaw will. I'm giving exercise to my jaw. Did you think any time that? Or did you think I'm eating? I'll have to go to the toilet so many times. You go to a pub, you drink. You know you'll have to go to the toilet, but you're still drinking, right? Correct? Yes or no? So body is designed to do what it's doing. We are not doing. So as doctor is telling, so I keep telling this to even all people. First thing is, we are designed to do what we are doing. Just that we are not doing it. Because we are not doing, we are having problems.
So osteoarthritis or knee pain, the biggest risk factors are sedentary lifestyle. Those who sit for a long time, they have a higher risk of knee damage. Those who are overweight and obese, they have a higher risk of knee damage. So these are the 2 biggest risk factors. And by being active, we are taking away these 2 the biggest risk factors. That's why you will never have them. And of course, you need to do strength training because if your muscles are weak, you need to have proper running form, running mile. All those things individually, you have, and if you are overweight already and then you are trying to run. So all those things are there. But once you do properly, then you can reduce the need. The second doubt many people have, there will be one cardiac arrest in a some major event. They'll say, see, look at that runner, and then your wife or somebody who, or your parents who don't run, they say, see, look at that person, he died. You may also die, stop running. Now the question is again, there also it's a fallacy. If you look at the incidence of heart attack or cardiac arrest, it is like 1 out of 1 lakh runners. Okay. That is one thing. Now second thing is, if you look at running as such, so running is a part of physical activity. Physical activity actually reduces the risk of heart attack and cardiac arrest. Again, there also being sedentary is the risk factor. Now, those few events we have seen. Now, can we say that they are because of running? So, if you look at younger runners, people have analyzed, even if there is 1 out of 50,000 or 1 out of 1 lakh, that should not happen. Why it is happening? Now, see, that event will get highlighted. Somebody will videograph, somebody will put in the media.
Social media.
Again, if you ask any cardiologist who's there, doctor, you see
Kannada hero
case of heart attack. How many of runners were there? So, most of them, they were sleeping peacefully. So, the commonest reason for heart attack is sleeping peacefully. Between 3 to 5 when you are sleeping, that's the time heart attacks happen. But nobody will make a news item on that.
అప్పుడు కూడా వస్తుంది heart attack.
That person sleeping and then, but if you are doing a workout in the gym, because CCTV cameras are there, so that one event will get highlighted and looks like only the gym and the running is killing, not like that. Because people were sleeping. Somebody was mentioning today, somebody was sleeping inside the car driving and he was found dead. So basically, so there also running does not cause, but still, okay, we need to have some precautions. Suppose I already have a known heart disease, then obviously we need to take precaution, and we have certain groups, some rehab specialists are there who, even after bypass surgery and heart illnesses, they have a group which can run, they are running. So it's possible. Or if you don't know, so all of us, we need to have, if you are doing, say, any distance beyond 10k, up to 10k the risk is very less, to 21k and beyond, there is a small risk. So there we need to have evaluation. So mainly the risk factors. So one is diabetes, so glucose markers, cholesterol markers, and then at least one ECG and echocardiogram. So all these things are basic. In below 35 there is something called as HOCM, hypertrophic obstructive cardiomyopathy, which can get missed because they may not have symptoms. And suddenly when you do heavy exercise, it can lead to cardiac arrest. In those above 35, 2 years back in Mumbai Marathon, there were 2 deaths. One was young Bengali chap and one was old person. So that Bengali chap, his autopsy was done and he had a left arterial descending block. So that came in the newspapers also. So he already had a coronary artery disease, but he was not aware. And he was surprised, as a runner, even if you have some illness, it hides the symptoms because you are improving your physical fitness. So with that main artery block also, he was running half marathons. I saw his profile, he was running 21k. But one thing was very obvious there, that is for a pace of 7:30, his heart rate was going up to 170, 180, 190. And for someone who is into running for say more than 6 months, very high heart rate is unusual for a slow pace. If you are running at 5:36, obviously you'll hit 160, 170. That is different. But if you are running at 7:30, 8:30 and you are trained, then the heart rate should not be so high. Now, but if any doubt is there, he should have gone for a checkup. But he thought, as Ravita was telling, he thought, let me finish the Mumbai Marathon, then I'll go for checkup. So that was a wrong decision. So when we have, our body is giving signal, anything, suppose you're having palpitation, you're feeling little dizzy. So in a runner, the symptoms may not be very typical. So if anything is there, get checked up and then go for it. And other
Please don't delay. Don't delay. Don't postpone it to even, don't get paranoid. So suddenly, I also say, especially before the marathon, there's something known as ghost pains. So you know what? Every day you used to get on the right side of the bed. Today you got left side. I got this. Then somebody will come and tell me, sir, this is paining. This is anxiety of race. So these are ghost pains. But you'll feel, oh, this has happened. Please differentiate between ghost pains, anxiety, and the genuine medical concerns. So if you know, for example, 3-4 days you're feeling that you're not able to get up, you're not able to exercise, just reflect. Is it because of your food, your sleep? Don't immediately think that there's something happened. So don't create stress out of this. That's very important. There is a difference between ghost pains, anxiety, and genuine thing. So genuine thing, please don't neglect.
So there was one health package, right, for us. Does that cover all these
that
checkups?
covers all that. Yeah, that covers all that. And I think they have given discount also. So I can tell you more about that. But I think that package can be done anywhere. You need not go to that place. Wherever you normally do your blood test, and you can get it done. And all of you are young, so no major risk for any of you. So and then okay, so if you look at the running analysis, and then older people, this coronary artery disease is a common risk factor. So, but if you have done all the risk factors, if all the risk factors are normal, you have normal body weight, cholesterol, sugar, BP, all are normal, then the risk is very high, very less. Now, thing is regarding the pacing. See, you know your normal pace at what you run. Tendency is on that day when you see all around you, there will be a lot of runners who are more experts and they are faster than you. So just by seeing them, you should not increase your pace too much. So whatever your own pace, you know how much it is. So enjoy that pace, because whatever you do, you cannot become the best, because there are many runners ahead of you. So no point competing with some other runner. Run your own run, and then even if you have been running for more than a year, and suddenly on that day you feel some problem. Let's say at 15 kilometers you feel that there is something wrong. It is not that it will be wasted to drop out. Dropping out is better than having some kind of injury or just even mostly just what is called syncope. People just faint. It's not a major event, but you can get injured because you are fainting because of drop in the blood pressure, and if you fall, you can get hurt somewhere. You will survive, but you may have injuries. If you are having light, and then there will be a lot of hydration stops are there. Make use of it. If you are having little problem, just stop. Losing 1 minute, half a minute doesn't matter. If you are going to finish in 2:15, if you take 2:20, so what? Okay, it doesn't matter. But that you will think, my best was 2:15. Why it became 2:16? It hardly matters in the long run. Okay, so those few minutes here and there doesn't make a difference for most of us, unless you are in the top 3. And I'm looking at the cash prize. Yesterday they have announced the cash prizes. I don't think anyone of there is in that category.
No.
If you are in that category, then you need to worry. Otherwise, no. And so mostly as you are, and then this route you are very familiar. So last Gachibowli flyover is the killer one. Most people walk there. It's all right to walk. If you can run slowly. But main thing is to finish well and keep mostly Hyderabad. See, I have run in Ladakh also. So what I tell is NMDC Hyderabad marathon is tougher than Ladakh marathon also. Their oxygen is less, but if you go 3 days before, you get acclimatized. So that way, if you have done NMDC Hyderabad marathon, you can do Ladakh marathon easily with little slower pace. So it is a tough marathon, and most marathon runners, when I interact, they also tell me that this is the toughest route. They all want to come here and run, and then after that they feel good. So compared to other cities, these elevations are definitely killing. The weather also is not very friendly weather here. So all that is, if you finish that, enjoy that. I think I'll stop, and if any specific questions are there, you can answer.
Sun is coming directly. You can stand there. Sun వస్తుంది వీడియోలో బాగా.
Oh, he's taking video. He's telling the sun falling on him.
No, not me. He is not visible clearly.
No, that's what they're taking time to take video.
Is there any incident where after you stop for some time and again you started? Maybe see you are doing this for continuously, right? Maybe sometimes your body may not support on few days and again you will start again.
No, definitely. See, I have a condition called ankylosing spondylitis where I should have been in a wheelchair by now. It's a disease where our spine gets fused, multiple joint pains. So at the age of 16 I was diagnosed. So that causes multiple pains in my back and many other places. And earlier every month I used to have 1 or 2 days of severe pain. But mainly I realized that if I am active, the pain also disappears. So because in the hospital I need to go for rounds. So we have 5 floors, 2 floors down and 3 floors up. By the time I climb up 3 floors, I'm already pain free. So first half an hour I'll be little limping, then I'm fine. So, but sometimes last year it did happen. So I started in 2020, and last year May, along with out of the group only, I ran my Sunday long run. Usually I could do about 18 kilometers. I think we did more also. But suddenly I had flare of my ankylosing spondylitis pain. So I took a break. I took almost 6 months of break from running, but I was doing other things. I was doing my strength training, walking, all that. And then December I was in Chicago. So there they had a 5K run for the doctors only. So I thought I'll go and walk. It was very cold. I was not fully prepared. I thought if I walk 5 kilometers, I'll totally freak the month of December. So then I ran that day. I could run. So again from December I restarted. So if you are taking a break, also don't become inactive. Keep doing your other things. And diet is something. It's you have to be very, very disciplined. It's not. See, I know that one of the motivation for you may be to lose weight, but it is one of the good things to have normal body weight and body fat. So in addition to exercise, diet plays a major role. If you have unhealthy diet, no amount of running can outdo that. So basically in diet, you have to reduce the carbohydrates. So like I used to love samosas and soft drinks, but last 5 years I don't know what that is. I have forgotten the taste also. Okay. So those things matter a lot. So if you are offered something, just because something is given free of cost, you have to pay a cost for that later on.
Nothing is free.
Nothing is free. So you can resist. Now I think even government of India also realized. So samosa and jalebi has come in that same bracket as smoking and alcohol. It's good to see that. So basically, sweets and so whatever things we enjoy, generally they are not good for us. So, and then once you start eating healthy, you won't feel the urge. Now sugar I don't crave. So if like today I had tea with sugar, it would look little unnatural to me. But of course, since you are running, you can occasionally have. Otherwise, all your friends will start saying, what kind of person is this? So once in a while is fine, but whenever 80% of times you have to eat healthy, that's fine. 20% little unhealthy is always. So diet is more important, and then sleep we all forget. So sometimes if you had little late night work, and then morning 5 o'clock you have to run, you can be little flexible, sleep little extra. On the race day it is different. See, people say that because that day it is difficult to have normal sleep for many reasons. Because sometimes you may be traveling, and then morning you have to get up and then go to the venue. So the last race day, if you are losing sleep, nothing to worry about that. One day of less sleep, you may not able to. So, but you should not do that for 1 month before the marathon and sleep only 4 hours. No, that is not right. So last night before marathon, no runner gets the proper sleep. So that is fine. You can still run and do your usual things on that day. No need to worry about that. But routinely try to get at least 7 hours of sleep. That is important. Diet I already mentioned. And of course enjoy it. See, running is for enjoyment, not for stress. So don't get stressed about small targets I could not achieve. It doesn't matter. See, finally we have to look at Fauja Singh. 114 years he was running still. Okay. So that's what running can do. He started running at the age of 89 years. so 89 years and at 101 years he did the first marathon. He was the fastest marathoner. So age and nothing matters. And see all the benefits, you will see all your parameters will be normal. Resting heart rate keeps on dropping. I started with 70s, now it's in 40s. And then your running heart rate also from 170, 180 will come down to 140, 130, like that. And then see lower heart rate means it's a better heart. That's what it means. So less number of times it has to contract to supply the blood. And for other species, for let's say if you look at say tortoise or elephants or other, so there the life is fixed. The heart can beat only a certain number of times in a lifetime. So for a dog and a cat, you can predict how many years they will live and they will die. Okay, because that's the number of times heart can beat is over. For humans, we are prolonging it because we have medical intervention. So if the heart stops, we can revive it, and then other techniques are there. But basically, if you make the heart stronger, so that resting heart rate is lower, definitely, so all the studies have shown that. So runners and all the athletes, swimmers, they generally live longer because the resting heart rates are lower. And that can happen with running over a period of time. And for that, basically, at least 70% of times in a week, let's say if you're running 4 days, so at least 3 days, you should run in zone 2 or zone 3, not very fast. Keep only one run to your best pace. That is a general thing. I'm not telling for this target for this marathon. Here you have a different schedule which you have to follow. But generally, if you are training or you are running for this thing, so out of 4 days of run, 3 days slow run, but for that you need to be relaxed. If you have a time deadline that this time I should be here, so start little early. Early start is always good. And then you can run for say 1 hour slowly and then finish. So if you take a break also you can bounce back, and again if you come back, so you should not be looking at the same fitness what you had 6 months back because you have taken a break. So again you have to start fresh and then slowly go.
Sir, I have a question. So I am a heavy sweater and I have experienced this even last year that after 15-16 kilometers I get cramps. And then it doesn't happen in the training, but when I was running during the marathon it happened and it was very painful. Now to accommodate that I have been taking regular electrolytes, so I take like 1 liter of electrolytes before the race day. Even that 1 week I keep hydrating myself, but I've experienced that this happens like no matter how much I hydrate. So I initially thought that it could be because of electrolyte imbalance, and then I was like studying online and I thought that maybe it's because of strength training. I started doing that, but that happens.
No, see the cramps, you get cramps only in the calf muscle?
Only in the calf.
Yeah, so electrolyte imbalance induced cramps will be generalized. You will have cramps in the shoulder, back, everywhere. So if you are getting cramps in the calf, there are only 2 reasons. One is that you are running faster than your usual pace, and second is that you are running longer distances than you are trained for. That's what it means basically. So you are not trained for, so you have not trained adequately to run that distance.
Duration and intensity. So
muscular fatigue.
Sorry to disturb. So answer your question, because I have explained the same thing. I diagnosed him and I went to a physio. What he told was, even I had a cramp, sir, but my hips were weak. So they started treating on the hips. Immediately my shin pain, my calf pain, everything gone off. So there might be chances of certain things which we as a runners may not know. Maybe whatever internet may or may not give us. I would suggest if you go to a good physio, they would know what are the.
It only happened once, and like
Even
it
for me,
was
it's
terrible.
One more thing, why it happens during races is, sir, and he was studying faster, anxiety. It's very interesting. Normally before your run, for your training, morning you go to the toilet to come. You don't go again. But before a race, you go twice. So you're already dehydrated. No, I'm not joking. I'm telling you seriously. So you are, before the race, there is water there. You're drinking water, you're anxious. So what happens is, and the fact that you come in early. Okay, there's one more point. Here you come only 15-20 minutes before. There you're coming 1 hour before. So you feel anxious. So you go to the toilet. So there is this problem where people already are dehydrated at the beginning itself. And then you start hydrating, and it will not see anything after 10-12 kilometers. It is not going to help your body unless you have trained very hard for a half. Because your digestive system, all that shuts down after 10-12 kilometers. Or some people 14-15 kilometers. So eating something, drinking something, it is just to keep your mouth wet and this thing. So if you think that I'm still drinking water, nothing is going, it will not. Please correct me if I'm wrong, doctor.
No, that's what I think. So the electrolyte imbalance, mostly it is low sodium. So hyponatremia induced cramps will be generalized. The entire body will go into cramps.
Yeah.
If you are getting cramps in calves or quadriceps, hamstrings, especially if you are on elevation, you will feel in the hamstrings. So that means you are not trained for that. So basically, if you run, most of us will run by, at least I do 1 minute faster run on the event days. I think most of us may do that.
Yeah.
It happens. So when you're doing that, definitely your body will be little more at discomfort. We want to have little discomfort to have the post-race greater euphoria.
Enjoyment.
So that was surprising for me, because by then I had like run 3-4 half marathons and even faster paces. And like
No, but I'll tell you, this NMDC route is not the easy one. I'm not telling this because there are people who have run all over the world also. When they come, they say, "No, doctor, I want to finish once Hyderabad marathon." And I've had people from the army and navy who, you can imagine how much they train. And they also, one guy is there, one doctor runs in Pune. He's a Pune doctor, and of course they're all trained. So for him also, after running in so many places, he has run. And last year he came for marathon. At 32, 33, he had gone off. He said, I don't know what, he wrote his this experience. And then he found another runner who supported him for the last 4 or 5 kilometers. So for a seasoned, experienced marathoner also, he said, I was totally lost. He was not able to think also, confused. But he is a military person. He ran and he finished. So NMDC route is not easy route. So don't treat like any other half marathon. The route itself is, on that route, how many times have you run?
Only one.
That's what, that is the thing. You run that day. So and then because for me also I have done 144 half marathons. Out of that 143 in Hyderabad. But that route is the toughest route. Okay, so there, and we are trying to run faster than our usual pace. So, and then one of my friends, he lives in Lanco only, Pankaj. Pankaj also very good runner. He runs many places, many cities he goes and runs. And 2 years back he said, Sudhir, I want to do in sub 2 because he can do it. 2:7, 2:8 he's already doing. But again by 15 or 16, I met him. He was ahead of me earlier. Then I found him at 15, 16. He said, Sudhir, I can't. I'm having cramps. I said, take care. Just walk and try to finish. So person like him who has done so many half marathons, he also gave up. 2 years back it was a little humid, more humid, and that day many people fainted also. So this route is good,
It's mainly Rajesh's fault.
No, see, just to add to the route, why can we make it easy? There are 2 ways. I'll have to make you run tank bun 4 times or 2 times. Okay, so it's like, asking me to change the route is asking me to remove humidity from Mumbai, Chennai. So every city, every marathon has its own character. So
Last 5 km
I can't remember. So there are 2-3 reasons. One is why we had a point-to-point test. So as the last runner keeps moving, city traffic opens. Otherwise, it's very difficult. You must have run in Bangalore Marathon. 20 kilometers is in Cubbon Park. How much? 20 kilometers is in Cubbon Park.
Half marathon.
No, full marathon. So full half marathon is it. So you'll be going around in loops. So we wanted. Second thing, the police felt like as you keep the last person is moving, we are opening the traffic. See, end of the day, that day, we should be happy that they're closing the roads for the 15,000 people. It doesn't happen for even for the CM Conway, Narendra Modi also, they don't close the road. So that is the only day where no vehicle is allowed. So it's a privilege for us, first point. Second point is that when we do point to point, as the person is going, he is not worried that I have to go back and come back. That's another. Third thing the reason why we kind of did this is, when we started in 2011, you imagine how Gachibowli and all, this is nothing.
Yeah.
Okay? People running there used to tell, Venki also knows, this is like desert.
Yeah.
Now what? This is like desert. Now the city has grown. I can't do anything. My marathon is there from a long time. Now if I have to change, so I have to find a place, my start point and finish point should be big, should be able to accommodate, centrally located. The benefit of the stadium, I don't know how much, you have run all over the country. Tell me where in the finish you have so much place to hang out, rest, you can sit down. It's not there. So that is the advantage we have. But the route, like many of them, like doctor is telling, they've asked so many people, next year is the 15th year, do you want us to change the route? 90% told no. You know what did they say? They told no. You know why? That is the character of the route. Don't change the character of the route. I'm not defending myself, but I sometimes feel like, last year elite athletes came. We got a World Athletics label. So those people came, they were warned before it that this is a tough route. So the fellows who finished first, second, third, fourth, I spoke to them personally. What do you think of the route? Well, we were told it's very difficult, very difficult. It is not. It's just we need to be prepared. It's a very good route. It's like got rolling hills. The guys who are in the top 100, they told. Then I told him, you have run in other places, what it is. He says, see, flat route, good weather, everything is a matter of, making the thing. But you are doing it we do it in August, for two reasons. That is the best weather Hyderabad has got after November, December, January. November, December, January, you have too many events, you have holidays, all those. So why we chose August is, people come, June, holidays are done. In your professional front, you are in the second quarter, third quarter. Schools are okay. And we have had sometimes start weather of Hyderabad Marathon has been 20 degrees, which is very, very good, by any standards. And that's only Bangalore and Hyderabad have good weather around that time. So that's how we chose this. Of the 14 editions we have done, one was the start temperature was 28, 2014. It was tough. And then as sir was telling, certain times we do have that humidity, this thing. As part of your training, you even train for the weather also. It's not that day you come and complain about it. So you should.
Last year weather was good. I didn't
Yeah. Yeah, last year weather was off. So we have also preponed the race to 4:30 and 5:30 to give you that extra half an hour of good weather. So we are doing that. But end of the day, it's God's grace and this thing. So it's just not only Hyderabad Marathon. Any marathon you train, see people go for Ladakh, as he's telling, elevation, all the things, temperature. Though he says the temperature is good, very, very sunny. It's piercing.
That is the last 5 kilometers. The last 3 kilometers is continuous
Hill.
And that's when the sun is falling on you like this.
It's piercing heat on hills. If you lived in hills,
In the air there is no humidity.
Yes.
Here we say humidity. So, and if you are breathing with open mouth, your skin will get peeled off.
Peeled off.
Before sun. The people will actually just keep sipping your water just to keep the mouth moist. So each place has a different challenges as this.
So as he's telling, it is tough, but people come because you can train, you can do well. And people have had personal bests here also. That's a surprising thing. I've had people qualify for Boston from Hyderabad Marathon. He says, no, you prepared well. So all of them respect Hyderabad Marathon. They train and come. People like in Chennai, Kochi and all, no, they do hill repeats. One weekend they go somewhere, do the 32 kilometer on hills. So they respect this thing. So that's how it is. We are lucky or unlucky, I don't know. But that is what it is. So So we have been thinking about it, whether we want to change the route, make it more flat and all that. It's not. So as what is telling Gachibowli flyover and CM camp office flyover, if I remove the camp office flyover, I have to go through Panjagutta. Morning, all the buses entering Hyderabad enter through Panjagutta and Lakdikapur. I think all of you know that. From Kukatpalli, then all coming from Bangalore, all buses. It's just impossible to close. The police have told. Gachibowli flyover, main reason for this, as you're all aware, that is the main road connecting to the airport. So if I cut down, now these flyovers have come from top to go on to things. That's a different issue, whether they might be replaced. So it's a very critical route. So we have to keep some channels open for the city to operate till we become like a Bombay where almost entire both sides is shut down. So it will take some time. So we are hoping we'll get there.
I think, see, runners, we are still minority. Most of the people in the city, they don't run, so they hate us.
Yes.
Whenever they because I'm on the social media now, so many hates are directly against me also. Saying, why are you making us inconvenienced? We cannot drive our vehicles. So a lot of hate we get.
The runners are rarer than the scheduled tribe. Sorry to be telling. So we also need reservation. I keep telling you what to do. We need reservations so that one day we get our benefit. So it's actually difficult. So
Most public, they hate us on that day when the roads are closed.
So that's why I'm telling you, create awareness for friends, family, colleagues that I'm running. Come cheer. How many people you can tell them not to come out and take their vehicle, instead come and be on the road? That will be the success of the marathon. Create awareness on that day. Why don't you come and join? If they are there, this thing, instead of taking their vehicle out and going somewhere, if they come and stand on the road, you're making it good for us, making it good for the police who have to cordon off roads. There are so many things. So it's about that awareness also.
I saw that in Ladakh. In addition to volunteers, there are many localites also.
Everybody
They'll be
comes
keeping
out.
with some dates and many things. News, water.
Mumbai
So
Marathon
nice.
Mumbai Marathon also in Pedder Road they come. So here we are still yet to get there where the city can, and our route is interesting. It is on a commercial stretch. Right behind it's all residences. See, our road number 36, Banjara Hills, Jubilee, everything is commercial. Just within that, behind only all residences, all gated communities. So it's all there. So I would only request you all to create that awareness. More people come. It's the best thing you can do. See, you are the brand ambassadors for the event.
Feeling was very good.
Yeah.
So no change in the road this year.
No road change.
running an event in midnight.
Midnight.
We block in night days.
You tell me which part of the day there is no traffic. You tell me.
We told runners don't sleep like just before running.
No. You tell me which part of the day there is no traffic.
At least in midnight it is less. Like
4:30, 5.
Heavy vehicles will
in
move in the
around
night.
KBR Park, signals are on 4:30, 5 in the morning.
Okay, so
Very
last question.